Alright, folks. Happy 4th of July. How y'all doing? And, this is Kingman again. And, my diecast and miniatures channel. Ignore the giant mess over there. I'm still kind of working on that. But I, picked up a few things I figured I would show the Gaslands and Hot Wheels modification community. There's where I live, there's a scratch and dent store nearby, and they kind of carry a lot of overstock and warehouse stuff that they've picked up, and the fellow that worked there had a bunch of Hot Wheels cars that he had no idea what to do with. They weren't technically for sale, they were just in the back lot. And so I told him I'd go through them, and I picked out a few things that I knew were valuable that he didn't realize were valuable. And most of there's a large collection of Redline Club vehicles that, if he hadn't been told what they were worth, would probably have been sold for about $3 to $5. So I price checked some of them, and some of them were at like $35, $45, and so he was more than thrilled to cut me a deal on some the cars. And you can see here, like, almost all of the they're like bent and warped on the cards. Some of these are really, they're not like super old, but like this is tag rides. Someone could probably look at this this package and say exactly when this was made, but I figured, since I got this whole bag of really nice Hot Wheels cars, let's just crack them open. So yeah, so this is the first one we got. This is a 68 Cougar. This makes the this is actually the first base Cougar I have. The rest are the one that has the little spoiler on. And I haven't seen the Cougar Eliminator yet. So I know those are technically the three that I know of. But I love Mercury Cougars, and I especially love gold colors. So let's crack this one open. And so there we go. And you see, I got this kind of held together in my vise, so it's not a true tripod. I'm kind of experimenting here. Yeah, nice little Cougar. Good for Gaslands because it's a good muscle car, and it's a Mercury, so you know it's not going to break down in the middle of a race. I got this 2005 first edition Scion XB, and 2005 I was 20 years old. So yeah, I actually kind of wanted one of these when I was a kid, but yeah, this is that see-through. If I did something with this, I would probably repaint the see-through material, because I'm not that crazy about the see-through stuff. But good for Gaslands because it's flat surfaces to put your guns on and stuff. Looks like the interior is pretty wide too, so pretty easy to put a crew member in there. Maybe jack this up and turn it into a buggy. That'd confuse some people. A super fast Scion box. Those were kind of cool cars back in the day because they're cheap and they look nice. And we got a 40 Ford Prime Rods. I have no idea if this is working. I like the little 8-ball at the bottom here. That's prime Gaslands design. I love it when I can find these cars and I don't have to actually change the paint. I can just do some weathering and change the wheels. A little bit lazy, but yeah, it works. Still do the headlights and everything. Headlights, tail lights. I'll do everything that they passed over. Paint the interior. Yeah, of course, put a driver in there if I did anything. But yeah, I mean, why change the flames in the 8-ball? Because that's perfect. You don't need to do anything with that. But some rough mold lines there. Or is that part of actually the way the car? I don't think that's the way the car actually looked. But still, all metal body cars. That's what would survive in the Gaslands. You see this one here? You can kind of see where the it got kind of smushed and crushed. And that's why I was at the scratch and dent store. I like this one. This is a Pikes Peak Celica, but it's a police car. So, you know, if you know anything about the Pikes Peak Celicas and Tacomas, they're badass cars. By far, wide country mile, they're badass. So, kind of cool to have one of these. And got the window net, single seater, roll cage. So, yeah, perfect highway patrol performance car. Needs a light bar, but I've got some 3D printed light bars, so that's cool. So that's nice. And now this car, I only knew about it from Gran Turismo. I would have thought it was a fake car if you hadn't told me. But this is a Suzuki GSX R4, and I like it in Gran Turismo. It's one of my favorite cars in that game. But yeah, I kind of, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually 2 motorcycle engines stuck together to make one car. I've never actually seen one of these on the road though, so I don't know if they made a lot of them or if it's US legal. But pretty cool car. And then we got this. This is another one of those prime Gaslands vehicles, this Nash Metropolitan. The front stretched way out. Little dragster. I dig the Conquistador helmet guy on the front. That's cool design. If a Gaslands this is another one I'd probably keep the paint job too. I'd have to do something with the Hot Wheels logo. Maybe I have to scrape that off, or cover it up with like a guns or something. But the ridiculousness of how long the nose is makes this pretty cool. Maybe mount some rocket boosters on the back. So it can be a proper dragster. Not every day you get your doors blown off by Nash Metropolitan. And in Gaslands, it's literally and figuratively. And this is another, technically a police car. It's a Rocket Oil Special. And I've seen some without these. I think the new ones don't have these little side armor skirts. I think it's just the pipes. And so, again, this is perfect performance car material. And so you already got, I have no idea if this is really working well or not, if you can actually see the detail. For one, I think it's because my light is over there, but instead of behind the camera where it should be. I am not a photographer. Let's see here. Yeah. You can probably see the detail better that way. So, It's actually it's all metal. I thought this would be plastic, but it is solid metal, matte black. And so yeah, I mean that's a performance car with armor plating. Just add gun. I mean, you can't go wrong there. And let's see what else we got here. Oh, now this one's a little ridiculous looking, but it kind of reminds me of this is a Asphalt Assault from 2004. It kind of reminds me of those Australian V8 supercars, but yeah, except for the fact that the hood's all funky. Probably a good drift car. Raymond Racing. I have no idea if that's real or not. Like little flame logos on it. But ultimately, I don't know if I'll do anything with that one or not. But it is what it is. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, yes. Now, this is one of my favorite. I had the original Pennzoil version of this, and this is the Pikes Peak Tacoma. And again, like I said, the Pikes Peak Celicas and Tacomas are just badass vehicles. If you ever get the chance, you need to watch a YouTube video of one of these vehicles running. It makes the weirdest, yet most interesting noise, engine noise I've ever heard. And it kind of squeaks. That's the best way I can describe it. It's got like it sounds like there's a tortured rat inside of it, and it's just like that's a horrible my interpretation of that engine noise. But yeah, and this actually says Wastelanders on the side of it, so I don't know if you can see that or not. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It's just, that's one of those vehicles that's definitely begging for Gaslands treatment there. Probably have to run it. Probably have to run it as a performance car because they don't have performance truck, which is a shame. Because then, if they had a performance truck category, they could have the NASCAR Craftsman truck entries, and that would be fun. And then you got this 32 Ford tat rods. I guess that's supposed to be a tattoo. Let's see here. Get this one. Now this one, I like this one. There's another one that you just go like, well, don't want to mess up the paint job because, I mean, yo, if that ain't Scarlet Ann, cute Navy girl in a anchor. I'm surprised they got away with being that exposed midriff. That's, risque. So, yeah, I like this. I like this one a lot. So, that's another good one. That's a good one. I really like that one. And then we got, this is another one I had when I was a kid, except I had it was green and black. This is the Mustang Cobra. It's like a SCCA style race car. And see if we can keep it in frame. So, yeah, Hot Wheels racing. I mean, if I did anything with this one, I'd change the paint job on it, but yeah, I like this one. It's a simple performance car. When I was a kid, I used to only collect real cars, especially real race cars. I wasn't the craziest for like the fantasy castings, but like if it was a real car with real numbers on the side and sponsors and stuff. I was all over that as a kid, and especially because like a lot of the Hot Wheels cars would all just put like the number 1 on it, and like when you're a little kid and you grow up with like NASCAR and stuff, you see all the cars, they have all different numbers. And the thing you really want is to have a field full of real cars with all different numbers, so they can be all different drivers. And this is an insight in my mind as a kid. So I used to be picky about it because I'd always want Hot Wheels cars that were the real car, and I always wanted them to be a different number than just number 1, because there were so many cars that they just slapped the number 1 on. And I found this one. Now, this is a tuned Sir Ominous. I've never seen a non-tuned Sir Ominous. I don't know what to compare it to, but it actually doesn't look too bad as far as proportions go. So that's definitely a very usable car for Gaslands. Probably Michigan, because it's got that weird front end. I'll pull it out here for you to look at. And yeah, you can see there, it's very odd looking. But yeah, I figured that's pretty cool. It's actually a tuned vehicle. It's not too bad. Oh, now this one, you can tell this one's old. I don't know what the hell caused the plastic to turn brown like that. Is that because of sunlight, maybe? Was it sitting out in the sun too much? I have one of these GT90s already, and but the wheels are kind of bent on it, so it's be nice to have one that's not bent. The other GT90 is destined for Gaslands for sure. So this is one of my favorite cars too. One of my favorite cars of all time, in fact. So if I recall correctly, it got the name GT90 because it's 90 inches high, where the GT40 was 40 inches high. But yeah, I loved the Ford styling that came based off of this car, that angular pointed headlights and tail lights. When they did the Mercury Cougar, the new, well, it's not new anymore, but like the 90s, 2000s Mercury Cougars, they were cool designs. But that's still, like I said, one of my favorites. And I got this one. And being a furry and being called a cat, and something called the Catapult is. I gotta buy a car called a Catapult. Also, if you're a mech warrior, there's a calling a vehicle a Catapult. I like that. See, again, I like that because it's not a number 1, and it's a different. So it would actually fit in like a field of race cars. Kind of small though on the backside. I might run this. If I ran this, I'd run it as a buggy. Probably put some dirt tires on it. But yeah, I like it. We've got 3 more. Got another Pikes Peak, Sugar Rush, Sweet Tarts. This is again a good prime Gaslands because Gaslands vehicles have sponsors, and and your sponsors are the ones that put the company logos on your vehicle. So you can imagine, like, if this was Idris, some candy company approached them to put Sweet Tarts logos on their car, which is now probably a Martian company in the Gaslands lore. But you don't have to do that. You can just, you know, take the paint off of it if you wanted to. So yeah, now we got 2 Pikes Peak Celicas. So we got one that's a cop car and one that can put it to the chase. And this one, I actually have one of these already. And this is a good prime example of some of the damaged cars the guy had. Was, you can see the box kind of got chewed up. This is a something speed machine. And it looks like a bug. Not like a VW bug, but actually like, you know, a bug that would be crawling on your arm. In 1983 casting. The one I have is a lot more beat up than this one. It's the same car though, same paint scheme and everything. And now that this is a much fresher paint scheme, I actually kind of appreciate it even more because I like the black and the gold splatter. And it does kind of have the, like if you took the glass out, it would kind of look like one of the vehicles from Death Race 2000 with David Carradine. Kind of has that kind of look to it. You know. But yeah, that's definitely an interesting one. And last but not least, probably one of the prettiest vehicles I saw out of the collection. And that was this 70 Buick GSX, which I didn't know there was a GSX at the time. My father actually laughed at me. He was like, "You didn't know that existed?" And I was like, "No, new one to me." You learn something new every day. Yeah. That's a nice car. And the the package here, you can see this been torn, or maybe you can't see it because I don't know if this camera's working right or not. But yeah, the blister's been ripped open on the bottom. So we're gonna finish it off then. There we go. And now she's free. She's free to breathe the free air. And now there it goes. Okay, cool. Stay in focus. Stay in focus. Stay in focus. So, yeah, this is a good one for Gaslands too. And again, one you don't really have to change too much on the paint. Because, I mean, the white and the black is already good. You know, all you have to do is headlights, the safety lights in their here. You know, redo the turn signals because they always miss the turns. I don't know why it is on these cars. They'll model a turn signal and then they paint the turn signal like over here. You rarely see them lined up perfectly, so I have to redo that. But then after that, I think everything would be good. You know, weather, rust, dust, guns, crew, and that would be one nice car. And so yeah, definitely nice. So yeah, that's what I picked up. Like I said, most of these are real cars, you know, except for these two and this gnat-looking bug creature. And all that ones that these two are also fake cars, but definitely fitting for Gaslands. So yeah, I'm gonna take that out. Do this so you probably get slightly better look at everything. especially if this didn't turn out quite the way I wanted it to. You can still see that there's also, they're really nice cars I picked up. And so yeah, that's that. Enjoy y'all's 4th of July. I made a slideshow battle report I'm still working on for Gaslands. I have, if I don't hold it against me if I have to scrap it, because I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to try to do something cool with a battle report. And if it works out well, and it looks good, I will post it up. So, with that in mind, of course, as always, like, share, subscribe. Someone reminded me to say this. Click the notification bell thingy, because that's supposed to help the algorithm thingy. And over here you can see the pile of shame that's starting to form. Some of these are, like, this is going to be terrain. I got these out of a monster truck in a 5-pack demolition derby set. That's, I'm going to take the wheels off and turn those into terrain. And I got these. There was a fellow that was selling these vehicles without their premiums, but he wanted the real wire. I can never say that. Real riders off of them, and I don't care about the real riders. So I love the British touring car series, especially as a kid in the 90s. That was one of my favorite things in the world to watch outside of NASCAR. So picked up those, and then a lot of the other things you see over here is cars that are going to be Gaslands up for my store. So yeah, that's that. This is almost a 30-minute video. This is probably the longest video I've shot. So yeah, take care and be safe, and I'll see you again some other time, I hope. Bye.